Well, Broncos country, what's poppin', my people? Hope you guys having a wonderful Thursday. Man, Broncos just got some pretty rough news as it looks. I'm still kind of trying to dig through the Twitter stuff. We have all the updates coming in real time as they continue to come. So hopefully it's nothing very, hopefully it's nothing very serious to some of these, but some concerning things. So I'm just gonna kind of let it breathe for a little bit. We got a few people in here already. Appreciate you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, but we'll get right into the news initially, right? So the Broncos today, they released their initial injury report week 14, and a couple things, man. Crushing it show. Oh shit, what happened? I got you, brother. What happened here, man? There's a couple of things. So uh two key players were added to the injury report today. Anytime you see guys added to the injury report during the week, unless it's an illness, is usually very much cause for concern, man. Pat Bryant, who practiced in full yesterday, wasn't even on the injury report, was limited today with a hamstring. That tells me, right, because he was limited, that tells me that it happened during the practice session. That's what that usually means, and that's very concerning, especially when it's a soft tissue injury. The other guy that popped up was Zach Allen. This one's a little bit different. He popped up with a calf, which is, again, the three things you never want to hear about when someone gets hurt, because you never know how long they can linger for, and especially during the week. It's foot, calf, and hamstring, or even quad, because quad hamstring, I mean, it's the same kind of soft tissue. Calf injury is very concerning. He was a full participant yesterday, and it was a DNP. He didn't participate at all. But the good news on him is that it could be a rest day. Maybe he was nursing some sort of a sore calf. He practiced yesterday. It was a little bit more sore today. And I say that because when I go here, Mike Kliss said, did not practice today, but he was out there for a stretch, although he did not participate in individual drills. So this could be a good sign, saying that they just wanted to kind of hold him out as a precaution. But wide receiver Pat Bryant was listed from today's practice with a hamstring. No hammy from him on yesterday's injury report. So that being the case tells me that it was probably during the week. Mile High Report saying hopefully it's precautionary for Zach Allen. And yes, that's all very unfortunate. I guess we got good news, but I hate saying injury news for other opponents, for other players is good news because it's just not a right thing. But Max Crosby went from being limited yesterday to not participating today due to a knee injury. That could be something that is precautionary as well. But Adam Schefter coming out with that, you never know. That could be something of fairly be significant. But man, that really stinks. That really stinks in my opinion. I'm not a fan of that, man. And yes, Cheech and Chong .420.com _21. I love that name, man. Hit the like button. It's free. And sub if you haven't yet. 100. Appreciate you, brother. Dude, that's actually really funny, Joe Mama. This is a funny one. I've actually gotten that before, man. I've actually gotten that. I wish I had Mike McDaniel's bank account, and I wish I was as smart as him, to be honest with you. But I have been told that I look like Mike McDaniel a little bit, which, hey, it is what it is, man. He is a local kid. He grew up and went to high school like 5 minutes from my house. So maybe I am his doppelganger or something, but who knows? Daniel Barris Sport Highlight. All right, Daniel Barris Sport Highlight. Daniel Barry Sports Highlight. I got you. I figured it out. My man. Happy Thursday, brother. Hello, welcome, man. Thank you. So Aussie Talk's coming through and saying activate Savion Jones so he can get some reps versus his horrid all line. Yeah, I think it's almost a guarantee that Savion Jones is going to be elevated. Not elevated, but activated this week for sure. I would expect probably Jordan Jackson maybe to do the same. Just because Zach Allen might not play, it doesn't look like DJ Jones is going to play. So it'll be really good reps for Savion Jones to get nonetheless. And that's the thing, man. Like I always get intrigued when injuries happen because, you know, we talk about the good depth that we have. I feel like we have good depth, but if the Broncos are without DJ Jones and Zach Allen, that depth is really going to be tested. And there's going to be some young guys that are going to be in there going out there and playing. But we got, so it'll probably be, you know, Malcolm Roach starting. JFM's obviously going to be starting, and you're going to be mixing in some of the young cats. So it'll be, I think we'll still be okay, at least for this game this week. But you really hope that these are injuries that don't last for several weeks to come or continue to linger, man. I hate soft tissue injuries, right? Which is why I was really hoping that they would take it slowly back with Jonah Ellis like they have. But they historically, Sean Payton and this medical staff, they do a good job of like easing dudes in and kind of ramping them up. So we'll see. But a couple of other things that we can look at too, man, is, let's assume that Pat Bryant doesn't play because, anytime you have a hamstring injury that happens in practice, it can definitely be concerning, right? So I know we joke about this guy a lot, man. And it's somebody that I know I genuinely do love, and David Talks Broncos he's not somebody that jokes about that either when he's a big fan. Sorry, somebody's at my front door. Like, he's a big fan of him as well. But A.T. Perry could absolutely be activated for this game finally. We did sign Elijah Moore. I don't think we'll activate him that quickly, especially not over someone like A.T. Perry, right? You're talking about replacing Pat Bryant. There's obviously going to be little Jordan Humphrey that plays a lot more. But you want to get another big body guy, someone that's been with the organization for, going on his second season now. So he could be elevated. And I think he's a big favorite to be elevated. I think it's about time. Another move that I think people should really look out for is Mercedes Lewis being moved to the 53 if they really want to continue to use him. They can't elevate him anymore. Reese Taylor is someone that was elevated once PS2 got hurt. He has been playing very well as a special teamer, but I think that they could relegate him back to the practice squad. They can elevate him a couple more times if they need to, but I would look for him to be someone that could potentially swap places if we wanted to have a little bit more tight end depth with Mercedes Lewis, because obviously Caleb Lohner is just not going to move up. A sneaky guy that could be elevated this week too is Jordan Miller, who I actually would really like to see get some reps as well, because he's an intriguing guy at 6'3", 307, big run stuffing guy. Thought he looked pretty decent at times during the preseason. He's obviously an undrafted kid, but he could be someone that we could look to elevate as well. So there's that. Oh, man. Evan B. Daniels. You know what? Good for you, man. Good for you for withdrawing your name. If it's not a good fit, man, do it. Creative 1479. Do you believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross and resurrected 3 days later? 110%, my man. 110%. That is my belief. But this isn't a religious channel. This is a sports channel. But I do love, man, this vertical stream stuff is legit. Ace, come on. Relax, buddy. Sorry, my dog. Anyways, that stinks. That stinks, man. And Crushing It Show, guys, do yourselves a favor if you are watching this live stream. You can troll me. You can do whatever you want in the comments. I don't care. But just do me one favor. Go to Crushing It Show's YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Like the videos. He does some amazing play-by-play stuff. Show the guy some love. He's an awesome person. His name is Miles. And, yeah, go make sure you do that. But that's the only request that I have for you guys today. Anyways, back to this. So, yes, let's see if there's anything else on the Twitter feed that has popped up. Just some more Max Crosby news. Again, Max Crosby DNP today, which I guess is good news for the Broncos. But, again, I don't like to say, like, injuries are good news. It's always kind of mean. I like to have the human component of it. It's fortunate, right? I mean, it's like if we're going to miss some of our best players and the Raiders do that helps. But, again, it's beyond – my concern is going to be beyond this game as well, because there's no excuses, man. Like, if we didn't have DJ Jones and Zach Allen and Pat Bryant, we should absolutely still beat the Raiders, even if they had Max Crosby or if they don't. Like, we still should. We have the depth to be able to do it. But you start to get into a little bit more of a gauntlet of a schedule, and, listen, next man up is a real thing. This depth of this team is really going to be tested, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes, man. So let me know how y'all what y'all think in the comments, man. If you guys have any questions, anything that you're curious, just wanting to talk about, whether about these injury news today or anything else randomly, happy to discuss it with y'all. I don't usually go live very much. I've been given feedback that I should, and so here I am. At least solo. Usually I go live with others, either on Horsepower Hour or on the post game with Jeremy, the Broncos debrief, those kinds of things. But don't usually do live. But I had some time. It was good timing for me today. But yeah, that's gonna be frustrating. So, looking at this Broncos roster, also like the practice squad, there's a lot of guys that I'm just really curious to see that we haven't necessarily seen yet. But that I think are really good depth pieces. But again, I mean, could Jordan Miller, was it Jordan Miller? Yeah, Jordan Miller be someone that gets elevated for the first time? Again, maybe. There's still a good chance that we don't actually elevate someone, even with two guys out, because we typically have a couple guys that are not activated every week, it seems like, for the most part, in Jordan Jackson and in Savion Jones. Usually both, like for a few weeks, both those guys have been inactive. So I think you could just activate both those guys and you'd feel good about where you're at overall. But if they did want to elevate Jordan Miller, this would be a time to do that. That would be really intriguing. And I would love to see A.T. Perry out there, man. I really would. Just because, I know some people are like, they hate the fact that we keep bringing him up, and it gets annoying at times. And obviously, a lot of it has become a joke as well. But I genuinely believe that A.T. Perry is super talented. All he's done in his limited opportunities that he's been given is produce and make plays. Like, that's all he's done. So I'd really love to see him. And again, if Pat Bryant's not going to be available for this one, this is a perfect game for him. Perfect game for him to go out there and show what he can do. Make some plays. It would be nice. But Elijah Moore, again, I don't think he's someone that's going to be activated quite yet because we just brought him in. But does anybody know what number Elijah Moore is? Y'all know I'm really fascinated with my numbers on teams. And so I don't know if they've – oh, yeah, there he is. He's number 81. There's a picture of him at practice. So he is rocking the number 81 in case he was to get elevated because it was not showing on the Broncos roster. So let's check it out. Thanks for the shout-out, dude. Yeah, of course, man. Anytime. It is my pleasure. Especially with how good he blocks, LJ is likely to get higher share of snaps. Yeah, that's kind of the big benefit of bringing little Jordan Humphrey back. I mean, like whatever you need for him to do, that he's capable of doing it. You know how he's going to do it. He knows how Sean Payton likes for him to do it. So I've liked a lot how they've used him. Like one thing that was really frustrating with little Jordan Humphrey last year is I felt like he was holding back the development of a couple guys like Devon Vele when we had him, obviously, in Troy Franklin because he was playing so much as a pure receiver. I like the fact that he's just been relegated to strictly a blocking role, short yardage, red zone type of a guy. So if we need to expand his role like I would assume we would if Pat Bryant's out, that's fine. You at least know what you're getting. And guys, like, say what you want about him. He's made a lot of plays in his career, man. Like he's made quite a bit of plays. So how do I get your autograph? You don't want my autograph, man. There's no need for that. Nothing cool about me. Who got hurt? Oh, if you're just joining now, Jacob Donato. So Pat Bryant popped up on the injury report today as limited with a hamstring after practicing in full yesterday, which means that probably happened during practice today. And then Zach Allen also popped up on the injury report, and he was a DNP. He did not participate today at all after not even being on the injury report yesterday. Good news with him is that he was at least stretching with the team, so some are speculating that it's probably just precautionary. He could have had a sore calf, a little bit of tightness yesterday that he kind of practiced through, and then he was a little bit sore still after coming out of that practice, so they just told him, stretch and take the day off. We'll know probably more about that tomorrow for sure. But I'm not very optimistic at all about Pat Bryant playing this week with a hamstring. And what's tricky about those is you never know how serious they are. It could be grade 1, which would be a week or two. It could be a grade 2, which will be the IR for him. And, not returning until the last game or so of the season, which would really stink. And then there's obviously 3, but that would be something that I think that they would report on now. It's a full-on tear, so that wouldn't be good. A.T. Perry should get some snaps at running back because we do have to lose. What do we have to lose in the run game by trying? Maybe I should bring that up with David LMFAO. Yeah, I mean, Elijah Moore would be someone that would make a little bit more sense there. But at this point, you're right, man. Like, I'm willing to have anybody back there running the ball. I know we've advocated for, like, giving more reps to Adam Prentice running the football. Feel like every time he's touched the ball, he's gotten a first down. In fact, I went back and looked at it, and that's exactly actually true. Every carry that he's gotten resulted in a first down, and every catch that he's gotten resulted in a first down. So he could be kind of more of your power guy. But again, like, as frustrating as his run game has been, and as concerned as I am with this run game, I think you gotta keep giving RJ Harvey as many opportunities as possible, man. You drafted him in the second round. He's a very talented player, and you got to get his confidence going, and he's going to get better with more reps, man. He really is. And so I'd like to see that. And maybe we start giving Tyler Bidet a little bit more. Because people forget, man, like he was the starting running back last year. He was named the starter. And then in the first game, he actually started. He breaks his back and was out until the playoff game. That was very unfortunate. But he showed, like he's a smaller guy, but unlike Jaleel, he can do a lot more things. He can catch the ball out of the backfield a little bit better. He can pass protect a little bit better. And he can certainly run between the tackles better, even though they're about the same size. So he doesn't have the burst that Jaleel's got, but he is a well-rounded runner. So I'm curious if they're going to start mixing him in or if they're going to keep going with the Jaleel and RJ combo. I don't want to see three. I think if you're going to mix in Bidet, then you should just have Bidet replace what McLaughlin's been doing. But I'd like to still see RJ Harvey going. Yeah, I know you're mostly joking. Who knows? Who knows with Sean, man? I'm just kind of coming to the conclusion that Sean does not really like to run the ball very much. He likes to run a lot of plays that are extensions of the run game, right? Like the sweep passes to the outside, the wide receiver screens, which, you do them on first down and you get 5 yards. I look at that like a successful run play. It's basically what it is. But again, like late in games, man, you want to milk some clock. You want to be able to kind of establish your will, really wear the defense out. I love when we're just dominating the run game. And we should have had a really successful day running the ball last week against Washington. We didn't. And so we should also have it again this week, especially if Max Crosby doesn't play. But they've given me no reason to believe that we will. But we'll see. We'll see. Another really big key, guys, I think, in this last stretch is, man, if Evan Ingram can build off of the game that he had against Washington, and he can be the weapon that we've all kind of wanted for him to be. I think he's finally looks really healthy. It's going to be, this offense is going to look completely different. I mean, significantly better to have a tight end that's actually out there making plays. And then think about the kind of stress that puts on a defense, man. Like now you don't just worry about Cortland Sutton on the outside and then a little bit of Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, depending on what it is. And then obviously Bo Nix beating you with his legs. Now you got to worry about a tight end. You've got to allocate a resource to him. You might take a linebacker away, which opens things up for other guys for the run game. You might put another nickel, which opens up some opportunities for, Pat Bryant or Marvin Mims or anybody like that. So yes, it's that would be amazing. And then secondly is you got to get Marvin involved more, man. If it's in the pass game, if it's in the run game, if it's in both, you've got to get him involved. He's one of the best playmakers on this offense, period. You saw how the offense took a massive leap at the second half of last year once we started getting Marvin involved. And, I would say I want to see more Marvin and less to Troy Franklin. Not that I'm down on Troy, but he's been getting way too many targets, man. He's still still has the most amount of leading targeted receiver on this team, which is crazy because I think that even though he's been really good and I'm rooting for him and he's taken a massive step, like I still think Marvin Mims is a better weapon. I think Pat Bryant's a better receiver. And obviously, I want to see Evan Ingram get the ball more. And obviously Cortland Sutton's better. So I'm not really a big fan of the way it's being allocated, but maybe that's just me. Manny, you just out here trolling, bro. No injury. Stop the fuckery, he said. Listen, man. I mean, it's kind of weird that you're listening. You're just sitting there listening to a jerk off. So I don't know what that makes you, but yeah, it is what it is. There is injuries. There's 2 of them. But I know you guys are trolling. The vertical stream is a real thing. That shit's crazy. That shit is crazy, man. But yeah, anyways, that's really all I got for y'all today, man. Again, make sure you go follow Crushing It Show. Check out his channel. It's awesome. He does some great stuff. Appreciate you guys tuning in, everybody. All of the guys contributing and even the trolls. I really do enjoy it. I really do love it. This has always been fun. We're building a great community. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Enjoy tonight's game. I think it's going to be a good one, man. I think it's going to be a really fun, entertaining game between the Lions and the Cowboys. But I do think that the Lions will bounce back and beat up on the Cowboys tonight. And a beer sounds great. I might go have one right now. So it's a great idea. All right, y'all. Take it easy, man. Have a wonderful evening. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.